Hello and good morning friends, welcome to the CEC-UGC live lecture. Dear friends, we would like to tell you all that in today's session we would be carrying forward our series on new media. Today we would be understanding on learning management system. We would be discussing on why learning management systems are required. We would be taking a very important case study and the case study is on Edmodo, and for this very discussion we have once again with us in our studios Dr. Anubhuti Yadav. Dr. Anubhuti Yadav is Associate Professor in Department of New Media and Technology, IIMC. So let's welcome our guest, Dr. Anubhuti Yadav, and let's try to grab maximum knowledge through her. Hello ma'am, welcome to the EduSec lecture.
Thank you very much. Good morning everyone. Today we'll be talking about learning management system. But before we get into this particular topic of learning management system, I'd like to share with you that why we need to know about learning management system. If we look at Indian education system, there are a number of challenges which we are facing. We faced earlier also, and even now we are facing those challenges. The first challenge is of the inflexibility in the examination system, which means that there are a number of students who might not be ready at that point of time, when the examinations are happening, but we do take those examinations at that point of time. Second is, when we talk about education system, it is not possible anywhere, anytime, which means that you have to visit a school, you have to visit a college if you want to learn something. So, and the second is, anytime, there are a number of, students who are comfortable learning, studying, maybe at, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. But the process is such that, we have the timings from 10 to 5, or when we talk about the schools, we have timings from, the 8 to 2. So the students have to visit school at that point of time and they have to learn at that point of time. So these are the challenges which we have been facing for the long time in the field of education. And that's why we realize that, when we talk about learning, it's not necessary that, a child will be able to grasp, the concept more at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. There are different people, different students learn, better at the different time and at different places. So that's why this concept of, learning management system, that becomes more important. And it becomes possible because of, the emergence of new technologies. And when we talk about the learning management system, the most important thing is that, you can learn anywhere, anytime. And also another very important thing is that, when we talk about education system, the entire education system was, the textbook centric, which means that any academic year, it used to start with one particular textbook or one particular teacher, and it used to end with that. But we know that, students learn in a different way. There are certain students who are comfortable with text. There are certain students who are comfortable with video, infographics. There are certain students who would like to learn while, playing games. So, this is another thing, and this challenge is, can be overcome by offering content in variety of ways. This might not be possible in schools because, because of the paucity of time. We have, certain time schedule for the different lectures, for the different subjects, and we might not be able to use all those media formats. But yes, when you talk about the learning management system, when we talk about online learning, this possibility is there, which means that you can offer a variety of the media formats, variety of content to the students, and students according to their need, they access that content and they learn through that particular e-content. So today we'll be talking about the learning management system. And in learning management system, though it's a concept, and in this what we're going to do is we'll be discussing this with one case study, and that is the case study of Edmodo, which is an online learning environment. So coming on to what LMS is. LMS is an abbreviated form of learning management system, and it's a web-based application for e-learning program and training contents. Now this application includes teacher and student dashboard, which means that if someone goes on to any management system, learning management system, so there has to be some kind of place for the student, there has to be some kind of place for the teachers. And also, like if you talk about Edmodo as a case study, as a platform, there is a dashboard for the parents also, because we feel that the parents should also participate in the entire learning process, and they should be there with the students throughout. I mean, it should not be the sole responsibility of a school or a teacher, but the parent should also actively involved in this. Then the e-content, there has to be a lot of e-content available on that, and that e-content, as I said before, it could be in variety of ways. It could be in a form of audio, it could be in a form of a video, it could be in a form of an infographic, it could be in a form of an interactive text, in the form of the graphics. So there can be multiple form of e-content which should be there on that particular LMS. Also organizing event, many a times it happens that when we are teaching in a classroom, you need to motivate students, and the students can be motivated by organizing number of events on that particular platform. That event could be in a form of a game, that event could be in a form of a competition, it could be in a form of a poll or a quiz. So organizing event on a learning management system. Also, there has to be an internal communication system, which means that you do not have to depend on any other email system, email platform to send communication or to interact with your target audience. It has to be inbuilt in that particular system. So if you are running a classroom, if you're running an online classroom, you don't have to depend on Gmail or Yahoo Mail. From that particular platform, you should be in a position to send mails or interact with your target audience, whether they are co-teachers or whether they are your students. Then the documentation is another very important thing, which means that whatever you are working on, which means like whatever assignments you are sharing, whatever documents you are sharing, in whatever format, whatever the students are sharing. So there has to be a platform, you call it online library, so it has to be documented in that particular platform. And then the tracking and reporting of the e-learning program, that's very important, because obviously when the classroom is up and running, so you have to track and report the entire process. And also the forums to interact with the teachers and students. And then the last one is display scores and transcripts, which means that if there are a lot of assignments which are given, if there are a lot of tests which are given, so there has to be an evaluation. The student should know about their score. So these are the features of any learning management system. When we start any online course, these are the certain basic things which should be available in any of the LMS. Now, coming on to the case study of Edmodo. When we talk about Edmodo, many of us are very comfortable with the social networking site. For example, Facebook. Most of us nowadays, we have our own, the Facebook account, or a lot of other social networking websites. We are comfortable with. So Edmodo platform. This is an educational website, and that takes the ideas of social network and refines them and makes it appropriate for classroom. Using Edmodo, students and teachers can reach out to one another and connect by sharing ideas, problems and helpful tips. A teacher can assign and grade work on Edmodo. Students can get help from the entire class on Edmodo. And it is a very safe environment, which means that there is no bullying happening on this particular place, because whosoever is posting anything, a teacher can have a look at that. The teacher can get to know that who has written this particular thing. So there is no bullying happening on this particular place. I mean, it is in control of a teacher. Another very important feature of this particular platform is, as I said earlier, that it's not only a platform for a student or a teacher, but the parents can also actively involved in this. And as I said that, you have a dashboard for the teachers, and you have a dashboard for students, and you have a dashboard for parents also. And parents can get to know about the progress of their students, whether they are submitting the assignments, if they are getting marks, how much marks they are getting. So the parents can also, track the progress of their children. And another thing is that, when you are talking about, this particular Edmodo as a learning management system, it's very transparent, and this is actually made possible because of, the new technology which is available for all of us. Now, what we are going to do is, this was a little bit about the Edmodo, and now why do we require Edmodo as a platform, and then we'll get on to how to work on an Edmodo platform from both point of view. If you are interested as a teacher, or maybe like as a student, if you are aware of one particular concept, and if you want to run an online classroom, how you should run an online classroom, online course using Edmodo as a platform. And another one is, if you're a student, then how you should take a one particular course on Edmodo. So first, why Edmodo? Why we need to learn Edmodo, or why we need to know more about this particular platform. One is that it improves methods of communication with your student outside of class. This is very important. What happens that, when a teacher is teaching in a class, there are around 25 to 50 students in a classroom. Now each student learn in a different way. There are certain students who are slow learners. There are certain students, who learn at a very fast pace. Now to bridge that gap, there is a need for a technology. What happens that in a classroom, when the students, you have a group of 5 students who are a very fast learner, so the teacher, they pitch their lectures accordingly, and somewhere the students who are slow learner, they are left behind. And many a times the students, they have this reservation, they have this apprehension that they do not ask question, because they feel that if they'll ask question, the other people will make fun of them, or people might feel that this is a basic thing and they are not able to understand this. So Edmodo is used to improve the method of communication, which means that the students who are lagging behind in the classroom, they know that, okay, if they have not understood something in the classroom, they have another platform wherein they can directly ask their teacher that this is something which I have not understood, and can you explain this to me again? So and this is the communication which is taking place outside the classroom. So the learning never stops in the classroom. The classroom is a place from where you initiate that particular thing, but it should go beyond the classroom also. Also, more confusion means more communication, means less confusion, better work, and more time to engage and focus on their high level essential questions. Now, if you look at the information, most of the time teachers feel that their job is to impart knowledge. Yes, it is, but most of the time we are giving information to our student. But nowadays, with the coming of this the new technology, and with with lot of search engines, there's a lot of information which is already available on the web. Now, when this much information is already available on the web, then the role of teacher actually changes. The role of a teacher is of a facilitator, which means that she should know that, okay, these are the concepts which a student should be knowing at this point of time, and this teacher has to show the direction to the students and should be guiding students rather than just giving information to them. Also, the job of a teacher is just not to give information, but to inculcate among them that analytical skill. And in the classroom, and that's the concept of flipped classroom, which means that what you do in a classroom is more of an analysis. It's more of a teamwork. It's more of a discussion and debate. And the information you can always gather through the books and through the search engines, maybe like at home also. So basically, you have to involve in them in a higher level of essential questions rather than just imparting information to them. Now, when we talk about Edmodo, this particular platform can be applied to your classroom or to your school also, which means that you can have an online classroom, and at the same time you can have an online school also. And the best part about this particular platform is that it's totally free, which means that you do not have to pay anything to access this platform, to run any course on this particular platform. Anyone from anywhere with the internet connection, they can offer courses, or they can attend online courses. So this was all about Edmodo, and now coming on to how to work on this particular platform. This is the first stage, when you go to www.edmodo.com. Now this is the first thing which you see. And you have to sign up. For example, if you are starting a course as a teacher, you have to sign up as a teacher. You just have to say that I am a teacher. And when you say I am a teacher, there's another window that will pop up, and you have to write your username, your password, your email, your title, first name, and this way you'll be registered on this particular account, and you'll have a registered account on this particular platform. Similarly, as a student, you have to register. I'll just show you the home page of this particular website. Now this is the home page. This you can see, which means that you can create your free account as a teacher also here, as a student also, and as a parent. And this is something which I have logged into, which means that I have my own account and I have logged into that particular account, and this is the home page of any teacher looks like. If you see here, there are number of classrooms, which means that my online classrooms on the different subjects with for the different target audience, these classrooms are available here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll take you through the PPT also, because I have a lot of images which I have taken from this particular platform. But at the same time, whenever we are discussing about any concept, I'll come on to the live platform also, and I'll show you how it is done. So the first thing is, as I said, that you need to register your account. Now this is the second thing, which means that you need to create a group. When we are saying creating a group, it's not a group. They're calling it a group. Yeah, you can call it a group, but when they are saying group, that also means it's a online classroom. So when you have to create a group, you just have to go and you have to write the name of your group, which means like the name of your classroom. For example, if you are teaching geography, so you can write geography. I mean, it's not necessary that you can have an online classroom for the entire subject. For example, in geography, you just want to start an online classroom on one particular concept of geography, or you want to introduce your students to, say for example, Google Earth. So you can only start a classroom on that specific concept, which is a Google Earth. Also, you can select a grade from here. The grade means, in this Edmodo platform, it's for the school education and as well as for the higher education. Now, if you go to this particular platform, the live platform, I'll just show you how to create a group, which means here on the left hand side, you just have to create a group. Here you have to type your classroom, online classroom. Then you can select a grade. Now you can see the list. They have the grades till 12th, and after that, if you are into higher education, it's for the higher education also. And then the group is primarily for whom? I mean, it could be for teachers, and you could be starting it for the students. And change color, this is very important, especially if you're running number of courses, which means that each classroom should have a different color, because then it will become easy for you to make out that, okay, this is this particular classroom. So the color coding for each and every classroom you can do using the change color, and then you can click on create, and you'll be able to create the classroom. So this means that basically you have just created an online classroom. That's the first stage on the Edmodo platform. Now, what all you can do after creating the classroom? You have created a classroom. The moment you create a classroom, there is a code which will be generated, right? Say for example, you can see a code here. and this code is basically to join that online classroom. So how your students are going to join this classroom, what you have to do is, you have created this classroom, you just have to share this code with the different students, with the students in your face-to-face classroom, or you can maybe, like, if you want to have an open classroom, you can share it with any of the social networking site, you can send them through email also. Using this code, they'll be able to join the classroom, which we'll be discussing a little later, how they are going to join the classroom. But after you have created this group, there are a number of things which the teacher should be doing, which means that the first one is a setting page, and a setting page, this is under account, which is there on the upper right hand corner, and it's a pretty basic thing, which means that when you are setting up your account, there are certain type of information which you will be adding to it, which means that if you want to change your password, or add certain notification, text messages, some personal information, so that is something which you can do. So my suggestion is that if you are starting with this particular thing, it's always good to explore each and every tab, right? So whatever the features are available here, they are made available with some purpose. So most of the time what we do, the moment we start one particular online course, we are more focused on the course, and we try and neglect the other things which are available here. But my suggestion is that if you are starting and if you are exploring this particular platform, try and explore each and every aspect of it. Now, once you have created that particular account, in setting, what you can do is you can upload your photograph, and which is very important, because the student should know that, okay, this is my teacher, so it gives an identity to your course also. And then there are a number of other things which you can add from the setting. Student sign up, as I said, that the moment you've got the code, what you do, you share that code with the student, and the student, they go to a home page. I had shown you that home page. They go to I am a student, they register, and then it'll ask for a code to enter the classroom. You just enter that particular code, and then you will be a part of that classroom. But before that, the teacher has to approve that, right? But the message will go to a teacher that, okay, there's one student with the code which you had shared, they have entered this particular classroom, and then they'll be approving that particular student. And once the approval is given, the student will be a part of that classroom. This is the student sign up thing. It's exactly like what we have seen with the teacher sign up process. And the first thing, as I said, will be the group code, and this is mandatory, right? If you do not have group code, then it will be difficult to join the classes. So if students are already signed up and using Edmodo, which means that if you have already signed up on that particular thing, then you do not have to create a new account, then you just have to join, and to join you have to give that group code which has been shared with you by the teacher. Also, you can send, this URL also, so to different people. And you can also tweet this particular thing. So like if you have started one particular group, you can generate an URL, you can tweet about that. So whosoever is interested, they can come and join the group. So when a student requests to join the class, you will receive a notification, which means a teacher will receive a notification. Click that and a new window will open. You can see the window open, and you can accept, deny, or block. And if you have the multiple requests, say for example, if this is something which you have announced in the class, that today you will be creating an online class, and you know that most of your students from the classroom, face-to-face classroom, they are coming and they would like to join this online classroom. So then you can say approve all. You can approve all the requests at that point of time. So it depends upon a teacher, and that's why as I said in the beginning, that there is no bullying happening here, because even the entry into a classroom, it depends upon a teacher. And no one like this, whosoever has that particular code can come and be a part of that particular classroom. Another thing which happens is that in the face-to-face classroom, you have shared that particular code, and after that you can also set a date, and after that, that group will be locked. which means that, if students, they are sharing that code with other people, I mean, later on they won't be able to join that particular classroom. Now, coming on to what all you can do on this platform. So which means that there are a number of things which can be done, which are possible using this particular platform. The first thing is the basics of posting, sending information to your students, and if you're running a course for teachers, so like how you should do this. So this is the main feature of what makes Edmodo great, and I'll just show you what all we can do here. If you go to the home page, now this is the note, which means that if you want to send information, you can send, type that information, type that note, and you can send information from here. While sending information, one very important thing is that it's not that you're only sending it to group. It depends whom you want to send that information to. You can send information to a one individual student. You can send information to a co-teacher. You can send information to the group, the entire classroom which you have created. So it's up to you, like which one would you like to select as the target audience for this particular message. Also, when you are sending an information, I mean, many a times you would like that it should be accompanied by other resources. So here what you can do is you can attach file with that particular information. You can also share a link. There are a lot of things which you can add to the library. The concept of library we'll be discussing little later. Here, if you'll see that this is a library wherein you can upload a lot of stuff, lot of documents, PPTs, audio, video, and then from that library you can add those particular content. You can add content from the Google Drive also, and then you can send this thing to your students. So that's the first thing, that's the basic of posting. And now the second is like posting alerts. The second, we've just seen the note, how to send a note, how to write a post. The alert are used to send important messages, which means, for example, I mean, there is a course, there's a test coming up, or there is a poll coming up, and you just wanted to make students aware that this is something which is coming up. So what you can do is you can send alert. The only difference between the notes and the post is that and the alert is that, when you're writing an alert, the font size of this is much bigger, right? And also you have only 140 characters available for this. But in alert also, you can attach file, you can send the link also, and you can upload material from the library. So this was about the alerts. Now coming on to polls. Another thing which you can do is you can also have polls wherein you can ask your students if they have studied something in the classroom and whether they have understood that or not, or you can always ask them that whether they would like to have additional resources for that. So that poll is something which you can always have on this particular platform. You can create questions with multiple choices, and the people in the group can vote on it. So what you have to do is that you just have to click on the poll button there, and in this, I mean, there are number of options you can give. It's not just one or two. Initially it starts with the two options are available, are visible, but you can keep on adding those particular answers. In fact, it's not the question is one, the poll question, and then you have the different answers to it, and the people will vote for that, and then you'll get the results like this, which means that within a few minutes you have the entire data what your students are actually thinking about this thing. So this was all about the notes, the alert, and then the poll which you can have on this particular platform. We'll be talking about how to have the quiz, how to organize quiz on this particular platform, how to submit assignments, how to rate assignments, how to evaluate assignments, and that we'll be discussing after the break. Thank you so much. मैं ऐसे बैठ जाती हूँ, ठीक है? We've just discussed about how to write notes, alerts, and how to organize a poll on the Edmodo platform. Now we'll be talking about assignments. This is something which is very important in the sense that, when we are talking about assignments, giving assignments to students, which is very important thing. Many a times, the teachers, they have, the lot of assignments to check. There are a lot of papers lying on their table, and to avoid that clutter, this is something which is available on this particular platform, and this is very interesting, which means that it's totally paperless thing. You do not have to ask them to write something on the paper or like print something or submit the hard copy to you. All the assignments can be sent to you online. So creating an assignment is something which is a very important feature of Edmodo. What you can do is you can create your own assignment and you can send it to your students, and the students also, they can turn in that particular assignment online. So everything is happening online and you do not have to depend on the paper for that particular thing. So I'll just show you how to send assignment or to your students if you are working on this particular platform. So these are the 4 important things. Note we have already talked about, poll we have already talked about. So this is the assignment feature. Just click on the assignment here. What you can do is you can give the title of your assignment, whatever the title is. Then you can set the due date for the assignment. This is very interesting, which means that when you give assignment which is offline, many a times the students will come to you 3-4 times and they'll say that please accept the assignment. So here you are actually following a process, which means that you are telling them at the very beginning that okay, this is the due date for the submission of assignment, and on that particular date you have to submit it, and after that it will be locked, which means that if someone wants to submit the assignment after that, it won't be accepted. Also, then you can give the assignment description and you can send it to the group. You just have to type the group, and then you can attach file with that. For example, if you have some material and if you want students to read that particular material, if they have to do that particular assignment, or you can share the link. You can add something from the library. If there is some video you want your student to read before they do that particular assignment, so that possibility is also there. Another very important aspect in this is that load assignment, which means that there are number of assignments which you have already added to your particular group, which means that if you're running certain courses, you might have added number of assignments to for those particular groups. For example, if you see here, these are the assignments which I had already added given to the different groups. So I have all these assignments ready with me. I don't have to work on assignments anymore. So what I do is I click on one and I'll send it to that concerned group. So this is, in this case, you just have to load assignment, and if it is a new assignment, then you have to create that assignment. But the moment you create that assignment, so it will be there in the library. Next time if you have to send this particular assignment, you can always send. You just have to select the group for that particular thing. So this is about the assignment, how you send the assignment. Now coming on to how to track the progress of your students. Now in this, what happens that the moment you send an assignment, the students, they'll receive the notification that you've sent some assignment to them, and they have to turn in assignment. So there is a concept of turn in there. They have to turn in their assignment. I'll just take you to one particular group. Now this is the group, and so in this group, there are number of assignments which I have given. I'm just going to all the members. Now, if you see, you have all the students here, and you can go to the progress of any of the student. Go to any assignment. Now, these are the list of assignments, which means there are certain assignments which are still not turned in, so they didn't get any grade for that. There are certain assignments, and you know that the date on which that particular thing was submitted. And grading also is very easy, which means that if there is any assignment, specific assignment which you would like to see, so that assignment also you can see anytime. Okay, we'll come on to this later. So you've understood, how to work on an assignment, which means that how to give an assignment. Now coming on to grading an assignment, this will come little later. Another thing which is very important is, when you are grading any assignment, you can also annotate those assignments, which means that it is not just looking at their assignments and then giving them marks, but you can send the feedback also, which means that if you've got a Microsoft Word document or PowerPoint or PDF, these are the 3 documents which you can work on, and you can always highlight. You can always, if you think that there are certain things which you needs to be erased, that is something which you can do, which means that you can edit that particular document, and you can tell your student very clearly where they went wrong. So that is something which can be done using this particular platform. So it's not just reading and evaluating, but correcting the entire the assignment and then sharing it with the student. Now so this is the platform. So the moment you look at any assignment, this annotate button will come, and this is how it will be done. So you can correct this particular assignment. Load assignment, this is something which we have already done. And turned in assignment, as I've shown you, it will give you the entire list of the students who have turned in the assignments and the students who have not turned in the assignment. Notification is also a very important part of this particular thing, because the moment you open up this particular platform, what happens that there are a lot of things which goes on on this particular platform once you are not there. So at notification, whatever the messages which were posted, the alerts which were sent, notes which were posted, that is something which will appear. So the moment you go on to this particular platform, the first thing which you have to do is that you go to notification, just have a look at what happened in your absence, and then you can start working on your assignments, or if you want to read certain material, you can read that. Filters are also very important. Filters, which means that if you want, there's a lot happening on this particular platform. So if you look at the home page, or if you look at your notification, there'll be a series of the messages. The messages will be in a form of alerts. It could be in a form of assignments. It could be the feeds, polls. There will be number of things. But what you can do is you can always filter these posts by all these categories, which means by alerts, by assignments, by feeds, by posts, and by the recent replies, which means that these particular information will only appear at that point of time. And so this is the purpose of having filters. Basically, it makes your job or task of searching the different sort of content easy on this particular platform. Now coming on to creating a quiz, exactly the way we have worked on the poll, you can also create a quiz, which means that you can give a number of questions here, and you can also load previously created quiz here, and it's always advisable if you are working on a one particular concept, if you are working on a one particular subject, you should have a repository of the quiz with you, e-content with you, so that every time you don't have to create that, you can always have it in your library and you can share it, once you think that that's the right time to share that particular content with your target audience. So in quiz also, you can also write a question and you can also write the responses, and it's always multiple choice, so you can keep adding questions also, and for each and every question you can keep adding responses also. Assigning a quiz, the moment the quiz is done, you can assign it to your target audience and they'll take that quiz, and you can compile the result of that particular quiz also. So this is how a quiz looks like, which means these are the number of questions, and people can switch in between the question. This is the quiz information, the timing also which you have set for the quiz, which means that you're setting a certain time limit to complete that particular thing, and then to go to the next question or the previous question and submit the quiz. So if you have created a quiz, so this is how a quiz looks like on Edmodo. Now coming on to grades again. So this is the feature, and the Edmodo keeps working on this particular thing. They keep adding number of features to it. As I've shown you, it's very easy to compile grades there. You can, if you have to submit that particular thing, then you can always download an Excel sheet and you can submit that particular thing also. So it's not only online. So the moment the entire grading is done, you can compile the result. You can download it in a form of CSV file also. Now library, this is a very important feature, as I've been saying, that in library you can add number of e-content, or if you want to add quiz, you can add quiz. So if you go to this library here in this particular platform, this is the library. If you see, there's a lot of content which I have already uploaded on this particular library, which means I have created folders, and these folders are already available here. So the moment I'm working on any course, I know that these are the kind of resources which I'll be requiring. So instead of uploading it every time, what I do, I have it on my library, and I try and connect it with the library, and I send it to my students. So ideally, whatever resources you would be requiring for a one particular course, you should upload all those resources into the library, and while running the course, you'll be sharing those particular e-resources, e-content from the library only. And when you are working on an online course, that is something which you have to keep in mind, in the sense that it's not that you just started the course and then you plan that, okay, what would be my next course of action. First, everything has to be planned, and you need to know that, okay, on week 1, week 2, week 3, these are the kind of content I'll be sharing, or this is the kind of concept which I'll be sharing with the students. And with those concepts, you should also have a list of the resources. Those resources should be uploaded in the library. It makes your work easier as well as systematic. Also, you need to know about the assignment beforehand, like what kind of assignments you are going to give to your students. So this is about the library. Now, so as I said that you can create folders also for each and everything. Say for example, you can have a folder for PPTs, you can have a folder for videos, and have the folders there in the library rather than having the content lying separately. Then there will be a lot of content and it will be difficult for you to search those particular content. Then communities, this is important, which means that if you are working on any platform, There are a lot of people who are working on those particular platforms. There are a lot of communities which have been created, and as a teacher it's always good to connect with those community. One is the support community, which means that if you are planning to start any online course, it's always good to be connected with that support community, which means that whenever you face any problem or any issue related to Edmodo, they'll be able to help you out with that particular thing. And in addition to that, I'll just show you what sort of communities are available there. So these are the communities which are available. So this is something which I have joined. You can discover new communities and you can follow these communities depending upon your interest areas. And when you follow the communities, obviously, like if something is happening in that particular group, that information will keep on coming onto your homepage. Say for example, if you're running a course on ICT in education, so you should follow the community which are talking about the ICT education, educational practices, pedagogy, and then whatever things are happening in those community will come onto your timeline, so you can have a look at that particular information, which will help you in running your course also and to enhance your own knowledge. So these communities are also very important when you are working on this. Also you can follow the different teachers who are running different courses, which means that you can follow a person who is running courses on ICT or who's running courses on education, if that is your interest area. So you can follow the different teachers who are running these particular courses. Also, another thing which you can do is, once you have explored this particular platform, and if you feel that you have attained that skill wherein you can further teach this particular thing to a large number of people, you can always apply to be an ambassador of this particular platform. That's a free platform, and it has been used by millions of teachers world over, and there are a lot of courses which are still running on this particular platform. And as I've discussed with you just now, running course on this platform is very easy and as well as interesting for the teachers and for the students also. Also, as I discussed, it's not only for the teachers and the students, the parents can also participate in this if they want to know the progress of their children. So as I shown you in the first few slides, the homepage of this particular website, which means edmodo.com, you have seen that there is a dashboard for the parents also. So parent can also sign up, they can log in, and they can have access to their students, their children's progress while they are taking one particular course. So this particular platform is basically about making teaching and learning an enjoyable process, making it a systematic and an easy process, and saving a lot of time, taking care of all those students who have different ways of learning, taking care of slow learners as well as fast learners. The fast learners, many a times we feel that when we are taking a class, we are more concerned towards the students who are not understanding certain concepts. So somehow the fast learners, they feel a little left out. So library is already available there. You can upload as much content as possible on that particular library. You can share with those specific students. You can give different sort of assignments to the different students. Right now we have just discussed about the assignment. So it is not necessary that you have to create the one assignment for the entire group. If you think that there would be there is a different level of understanding in the classroom, so you can have the different assignment for the different students. Another very important thing which you can do is that in classroom, there's a lot of things happen in the groups. So within that group, you can create number of subgroups. For example, if you're giving an assignment, if you don't want that to be an individual assignment, you can always create subgroups, and those groups will work in collaboration, and then they'll present assignment or whatever the presentation they have to submit, they'll do it that way. So there are a lot of features which are available on this particular platform, and my suggestion to you is to explore this particular platform, which has number of features. Try and run a course with 3 or 4 people if you're doing it for the first time, and once you have the hang of this particular platform, maybe later on you can have around 20-25 students, or maybe you can ask your students from your classroom to join this particular online classroom. Right now, I just have a small video for you just to recap whatever we have discussed till now. So I'll just play that video for you. Is that video?
So dear friends, very shortly we are going to watch the video which has been discussed and told by Dr. Anubhuti Yadav over here, and we would be learning more through about LMS with the help of this video. So here is the video.
So this is all about Edmodo, and one more thing, that they have a mobile app also, which means that you can access your course or you can learn while you are on the go. So that's all from now.
With this, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much. And dear friends, today we have learned something new, and we believe that this session would appear to be very, very beneficial for you all. So if you want to give your feedback for this particular lecture, definitely you can mail us at info.cc@nic.in. If you would like to have a session on a particular topic which you feel so have not covered yet, then also you can mail us, and of course your feedbacks are very, very important for us. So keep watching us, keep writing us. This lecture is going to be uploaded on YouTube very soon for you, and all the lectures concerning the series New Media are there for you on YouTube. We would be meeting again soon. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much.